Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be talking about my practicum, which I completed in Lexington, Kentucky, working the tailor-made sales. A typical day started at 5:30 in the morning. We would get there, clean stalls, muck out the old bedding, refill water troughs, hot walk the horses, and get them ready and groomed to be shown that day to clients. So one of the primary things that I learned while I was there was proper show etiquette. You want to make sure that the horse is in tip-top shape, they're groomed perfectly, and they're ready to present to clients. And then the way that you show the horse to the client is you walk them up and down a strip, let them walk for the client to see the way that they move, and then when you stand them in front of a client, you want to stand them a specific way, similarly to the way I have Sahar positioned. You want their inside legs to be straight and their outside legs facing away from the client to be displayed out a little bit more. And the reason for this is you want the position of their leg to really emphasize their best qualities for their conformation. So it's important when they're standing that they're not holding a foot up and resting, and they're standing perfect for the client to see them in their best stature, so to speak. The second thing I learned is how to actually use a chain shank. So unfortunately I do not own one, so it's a little bit more difficult to show. But I did learn the proper way to use it. I also learned how to use a shift knee, which we used for all of the yearlings. And that was really my first time working with yearlings. I've never really been around them very much before. I have been around horses for the last 10 years, but not so much as yearlings. So we put in the shift knees, connect it to their halters. For the yearlings, I did work with a few of the brood mares, and the brood mares did get some chain shanks. Some were over the nose, and some were in the lip, which then connected to the other side. The next thing that I learned from my practicum, after I completed my hours in Kentucky, I worked with a local vet here in Ocala named Dr. Pete, and I rode as his vet tech for a few months and finished off my hours with him. The main things that I learned with Dr. Pete were how to draw blood samples, and as you can see here on Sahar, he mentioned the jugular groove, which if you do pinch off, you can actually see the vein fill up, which really helps as to where you put the needle in to draw blood. The next thing that I learned while riding with Dr. Pete was how to scrub for a joint injection, and the importance of keeping that area clean and sanitary, and how long to scrub for, about 7 to 10 minutes before actually doing the injection, and making sure that the hair there is shaved or very fine. So Sahar here, for example, has just completely shut out her winter coat, so she may not need to be shaven, but some horses that are pretty hairy may need it, just so that way you get a cleaner injection, which is the main goal. The third thing I learned with Dr. Pete was how to do ultrasounds, the importance of lubricant when using the probe, the importance of telling the client kind of what's going on, explaining it to them in layman's terms, and how to have proper lighting when doing it, and being specific with the area that you're trying to target and to see. So overall, I had a great time doing my practicum, both in Kentucky and finishing off my hours here with Dr. Pete. I would say that the skills that I learned really helped prepare me for my future, how to be responsible, on time, reliable, hardworking, definitely prepping me for whatever type of job I may get in this industry in my future. Hopefully that was